Most people wake up already tired, already distracted, already behind. They give their best energy to the world and keep their dreams for someday. But what if the secret to confidence, focus, discipline, and success was hidden in the quiet hours before sunrise? The 5 a.m. Club is not just about waking up early. It's about reclaiming control of your life, one morning at a time. Because when you win the first hour of the day, you don't just change your schedule, you change your identity. This is the story of how ordinary mornings create extraordinary lives. 1. Own your morning, own your life. The central idea of the 5 a.m. Club begins with a simple but powerful truth. The way you start your day shapes the way you live your life. Morning is not just another part of the day. It is the foundation upon which your mindset, your focus, your energy, and your discipline are built. If your morning is rushed, reactive, and chaotic, your life slowly starts to reflect that same disorder. But if your morning is calm, intentional, and controlled, your life begins to move in the same direction. Robin Sharma emphasizes that most people don't actually live their lives by design. They live by default. They wake up late, immediately check their phones, react to messages, scroll through social media, and allow the noise of the world to hijack their attention before they have even connected with themselves. In that state, they are no longer leading their day. They are chasing it. And when you chase your day every morning, you eventually start chasing your life. Owning your morning means taking control of the first moments of your day before the world makes its demands on you. Early morning hours, especially before sunrise, are naturally quiet. There are fewer distractions, fewer interruptions, and far less external pressure. This silence is not empty, it is powerful. In that silence, your mind becomes clearer, your thoughts slow down. You can finally hear your own voice instead of the endless opinions, expectations, and demands of others. The book teaches that early mornings give you a psychological edge. When you wake up early by choice, you send a strong signal to your brain that you are disciplined, committed, and serious about your growth. This builds self-trust, and self-trust is the foundation of confidence. Every morning, you keep a promise to yourself, even something as simple as waking up early. You reinforce the belief that you are someone who follows through. Over time, this belief spills into every area of life. Another key message in this lesson is that mornings are when your willpower is strongest. Your mental energy is fresh. Your focus is sharp. You haven't yet been drained by decisions, stress, or external chaos. Using this time intentionally allows you to invest in activities that compound over time, such as thinking deeply, planning strategically, learning consistently, and improving physically and mentally. These are the activities that often get postponed during busy days, but they are also the activities that create extraordinary lives. Early mornings also help you shift from a reactive life to a proactive one. When you wake up late, your day begins in reaction mode. You react to alarms, deadlines, messages, and other people's priorities. But when you wake up early, you get to choose how your day begins. You decide what deserves your best energy. You decide what thoughts you focus on. You decide how you prepare yourself for the challenges ahead. This sense of control reduces anxiety and increases clarity. The book makes it clear that owning your morning is not about punishment or extreme discipline for the sake of suffering. It is about self-respect. When you give yourself the gift of a powerful morning, you are telling yourself that your growth matters, your dreams matter, your future matters. You are no longer waiting for the right time to improve your life. You are creating that time every single day. Over weeks and months, the effects of owning your morning compound. You become calmer under pressure because your day starts from a place of control. You become more focused because you've already trained your mind to avoid distractions early in the day. You become more confident because you are winning before the world even wakes up. And most importantly, you begin to see yourself as a creator of your life, rather than a victim of circumstances. In the 5 a.m. Club, this lesson is not just about waking up early. It is about reclaiming your power. It is about realizing that greatness is not built in loud, dramatic moments, but in quiet, disciplined mornings when no one is watching. When you own your morning, you don't just change your schedule, you change your identity. And when your identity changes, your entire life follows. 2. The 5 a.m. victory hour is sacred. In the 5 a.m. Club, Robin Sharma introduces the idea that the hour between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. is not an ordinary hour. It is a sacred window of time, a hidden advantage that separates average lives from extraordinary ones. This hour is called the victory hour because what you do during these 60 minutes quietly determines the quality of the next 16 waking hours, and eventually, the direction of your entire life. Most people treat time casually. They give their best hours to other people's priorities, distractions, and emergencies. By the time they think about their own goals, their energy is gone. The victory hour flips this pattern. It forces you to protect your highest quality time for your highest value activities. Not later in the day, not when you feel like it, but first. Sharma explains that early morning hours are neurologically powerful. Your brain is transitioning from sleep to wakefulness, making it more open to focus, creativity, and insight. There is less mental noise, fewer emotional triggers, and almost no external interruption. In this state, even simple actions become more impactful. Thinking becomes clearer, learning becomes faster, reflection becomes deeper. Calling this hour sacred is intentional. Sacred things are protected. They are not negotiated away. They are not sacrificed for convenience. When you treat the victory hour as sacred, you stop allowing excuses to steal it. You don't give it away to social media, unnecessary conversations, or comfort-driven habits. You guard it the way a high performer guards their edge. Another powerful idea in this lesson is that the victory hour is about identity, not just productivity. When you wake up early and commit this hour to self-mastery, you step into a new self-image. You are no longer someone who reacts to life. You become someone who prepares for it. This shift in identity creates momentum, and momentum, once built, becomes hard to stop. The book also highlights that success is rarely about one big breakthrough. It is about small, intelligent rituals practiced daily. The victory hour is one such ritual. It may feel insignificant on a single day, but over months and years, it reshapes your mind, your habits, and your results. What feels like a simple morning routine eventually becomes the backbone of a disciplined life. Sharma emphasizes that protecting this hour requires courage. Waking up early goes against modern culture, which glorifies late nights, comfort, and constant stimulation. Choosing the victory hour means choosing long-term excellence over short-term pleasure. It means being willing to be misunderstood while you build the life others only talk about. There is also a deep emotional benefit to the victory hour. Starting your day with intention creates inner peace. You are no longer carrying the stress of unfinished personal goals throughout the day. You've already invested in yourself. This creates a quiet confidence that stays with you, no matter how chaotic the day becomes. In essence, the 5 a.m. victory hour is not about doing more. It is about doing what matters most before anything else interferes. It is about honoring your potential in silence, discipline, and focus. When you treat this hour as sacred, success stops being accidental. It becomes inevitable. And over time, as the 5 a.m. Club teaches, those who protect their mornings end up protecting their dreams. 3. The 20-20-20 formula in the 5 a.m. Club. Robin Sharma introduces the 20-20-20 formula as the structure that gives the victory hour its real power. Waking up early alone is not enough. What truly matters is how that first hour is used. The 20-20-20 formula transforms a simple morning routine into a system for physical energy, mental clarity, and long-term growth. The first 20 minutes are dedicated to movement. Sharma explains that intense physical activity early in the morning is one of the fastest ways to activate the brain. When you move your body, your heart rate increases, and stress hormones begin to leave your system. This creates space for feel-good brain chemicals that improve mood, focus, and motivation. Morning movement is not about looking good or chasing fitness goals alone. It is about preparing your mind to perform at a higher level throughout the day. When the body is energized, the mind follows. The second 20 minutes are for reflection. This is the quiet space where you slow down and reconnect with yourself. Reflection allows you to process your thoughts instead of being controlled by them. Sharma encourages activities like journaling, gratitude, planning the day, or simply sitting in silence. In this state, clarity begins to emerge. You gain awareness of what truly matters, what needs your attention, and what distractions you must avoid. Reflection strengthens emotional intelligence and helps you respond thoughtfully to life instead of reacting impulsively. The final 20 minutes are reserved for growth. This is the time to invest in learning and self-improvement. Reading, studying, listening to meaningful content, or practicing a valuable skill during this period compounds over time. Sharma emphasizes that leaders and high performers are constant learners. They don't wait for opportunities to grow. They build growth into their daily routine. Even small learning sessions done consistently can create massive advantages over the years. What makes the 20-20-20 formula so powerful is its balance. It addresses the body, the mind, and the future in one single hour. Movement sharpens your energy. Reflection sharpens your awareness. Growth sharpens your abilities. Together, these three elements create a strong internal foundation before the world tries to pull you in different directions. The book also highlights that this formula trains discipline. Following the same structure each morning reduces decision fatigue. You don't waste mental energy deciding what to do. You simply show up and follow the system. Over time, this consistency builds confidence and self-respect. You begin to see yourself as someone who honors their commitments, even when motivation is low. Another key insight behind the 20-20-20 formula is that it turns time into an ally instead of an enemy. Many people feel they don't have enough time to exercise, reflect, or learn. This system proves that when priorities are placed first, time expands. By winning the morning, you remove the guilt and stress of unfinished personal goals later in the day. In the 5 a.m. Club, Sharma makes it clear that the 20-20-20 formula is not about perfection. Some days will feel difficult, some mornings will feel heavy, but showing up consistently matters more than performing perfectly. Each morning becomes a vote for the person you are becoming. Ultimately, the 20-20-20 formula teaches that extraordinary lives are built through simple daily structures. When you move your body, calm your mind, and grow your skills before most people wake up, you don't just improve your mornings. You transform your entire life, one focused hour at a time. 4. Willpower is a muscle. In the 5 a.m. Club, Robin Sharma explains that willpower is not something you are born with or without. It is a trainable inner muscle. Just like a physical muscle, it strengthens through consistent use and weakens when it is ignored. The act of waking up early, especially when comfort is tempting you to stay in bed, becomes a daily workout for your self-discipline. Most people wait to feel motivated before they act. The book challenges this idea completely. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes based on mood, energy, and circumstances. Willpower, on the other hand, is built through action. Every time you do something difficult but meaningful, you reinforce your ability to do hard things again in the future. Waking up at 5 a.m. becomes one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to train this ability. Sharma emphasizes that the discomfort you feel when changing your routine is not a sign that something is wrong. It is a sign that growth is happening. The early stages of waking up early may feel painful, frustrating, and exhausting, but this temporary discomfort is the price of long-term strength. When you consistently push through that resistance, your mind begins to adapt. What once felt impossible slowly becomes normal. The book also highlights that willpower works on a use and grow principle. Each morning you win the battle against excuses, you expand your capacity for discipline. This increased discipline doesn't stay limited to mornings. It spreads into other areas of life. You become more consistent with your work, more focused on your goals, and more resilient during challenges. One disciplined habit starts upgrading your entire identity. Another powerful idea in this lesson is that willpower builds self-respect. When you repeatedly break promises to yourself, your confidence erodes. But when you keep even small promises, like waking up early and following your routine, you rebuild trust with yourself. Over time, this trust becomes unshakable confidence. You start believing that you can rely on yourself no matter how hard things get. Sharma also explains that strengthening willpower reduces dependence on external validation. When you know you can control your actions, you stop needing constant approval or encouragement from others. Your confidence comes from within. You no longer feel lost when motivation fades because discipline carries you forward. The book makes it clear that elite performers are not more talented or lucky. They are simply more disciplined. They have trained their willpower through daily rituals that challenge comfort and reward consistency. Waking up early is not the goal by itself. It is the training ground where self-mastery is built. Over time, as willpower strengthens, resistance weakens. Tasks that once felt heavy become lighter. Decisions become clearer. You waste less energy negotiating with yourself. Life starts feeling more intentional and less chaotic because you are in control of your actions, not controlled by impulses. In the 5 a.m. Club, this lesson teaches that personal greatness begins with self-command. When you master your mornings through discipline, you master your choices. And when you master your choices, you begin to master your life. 5. Elite performers protect their focus. In the 5 a.m. Club, Robin Sharma makes it clear that focus is one of the most valuable currencies of success. Talent, intelligence, and resources matter, but without the ability to concentrate deeply, they rarely produce exceptional results. Elite performers understand this, which is why they fiercely protect their attention, especially during the early hours of the day. The modern world is designed to fragment focus. Notifications, messages, endless content, and constant noise pull the mind in multiple directions. Most people start their day already distracted, checking their phones within minutes of waking up. This trains the brain to seek stimulation instead of depth. Over time, the ability to concentrate weakens, and meaningful work becomes harder to sustain. The book explains that early mornings offer a rare opportunity for deep, uninterrupted focus. Before the world wakes up, there are fewer demands, fewer distractions, and fewer emotional triggers. In this quiet window, the mind can enter a state of flow where work feels immersive and purposeful. This is where high-quality thinking and creative breakthroughs happen. Elite performers don't just work harder, they work smarter. They schedule their most important and mentally demanding tasks during their peak focus hours. For many, that peak comes in the early morning. By using this time for deep work, they ensure that their best energy is invested in activities that truly move the needle, rather than being wasted on trivial tasks. Sharma emphasizes that protecting focus requires intentional boundaries. It means saying no to distractions that feel urgent but are not important. It means resisting the temptation to multitask, which only creates the illusion of productivity while reducing the quality of output. True excellence comes from doing one meaningful thing with full presence. Another key insight in this lesson is that focus is deeply connected to self-respect. When you protect your attention, you are honoring your goals and your potential. You are acknowledging that your dreams deserve uninterrupted time and mental clarity. This mindset separates leaders from followers and creators from consumers. The book also highlights that deep focus strengthens mental endurance. The more you practice concentrating without distraction, the stronger your mind becomes. Over time, this ability spills into other areas of life. You become a better listener, a clearer thinker, and a more effective decision maker. Focus becomes a skill that enhances everything you do. Early morning focus also reduces stress. When you complete important work before the chaos of the day begins, you carry a sense of progress and control with you. Even if the rest of the day becomes unpredictable, you know that you have already moved closer to your goals. In the 5 a.m. Club, Sharma teaches that focus is not about working nonstop. It is about working with intention. By protecting your attention during the quiet hours of the morning, you create a powerful advantage that compounds over time. Those who learn to guard their focus don't just perform better. They live with greater clarity, confidence, and purpose. 6. Small daily wins create legendary results. In the 5 a.m. Club, Robin Sharma repeatedly returns to the idea that greatness is not created through dramatic overnight success, but through small, almost invisible actions performed consistently. Most people underestimate the power of tiny daily improvements because they are obsessed with quick results. They want massive change immediately, and when they don't see it, they quit. The book challenges this mindset and replaces it with a long-term, compounding philosophy of success. Sharma explains that every small action you repeat daily shapes your future identity. The habits you practice each morning may feel insignificant in the moment, but they quietly accumulate power. Waking up early, Exercising for a few minutes, reflecting, learning a few pages, or working on a skill may not transform your life in a single day. But over months and years, these actions build momentum that becomes unstoppable. The book emphasizes that consistency is more important than intensity. Many people work hard for short bursts and then burn out. Elite performers focus on sustainable routines they can repeat every day, even on low-energy days. This approach removes pressure and replaces it with reliability. You no longer depend on motivation. You depend on systems. Small daily wins also reshape your self-image. Each time you follow through on a simple habit, you reinforce the belief that you are disciplined and capable. This belief compounds just like habits do. Over time, you stop seeing yourself as someone who tries and fails and start seeing yourself as someone who shows up no matter what. That shift in identity is far more powerful than any single achievement. Sharma also highlights the psychological advantage of daily wins. When you start your day with progress, even small progress, your brain releases positive reinforcement signals. This creates a sense of achievement that fuels confidence and focus for the rest of the day. You are no longer chasing success. You are building it quietly, brick by brick. The book contrasts this approach with the all-or-nothing mindset. Many people believe that if they can't do something perfectly, it's not worth doing at all. This thinking destroys momentum. Small daily wins break that pattern. They teach you that progress matters more than perfection. Even imperfect action, repeated consistently, leads to extraordinary results. Another important insight is that small habits reduce fear. Big goals often feel overwhelming, which leads to procrastination. But small actions feel manageable. Anyone can take one step, anyone can improve a little. By lowering the emotional barrier to action, small habits make success accessible and sustainable. In the 5 a.m. Club, Sharma makes it clear that legendary lives are built quietly. While others are chasing shortcuts, elite performers are stacking small wins. They trust the process even when results are not immediately visible. And one day, what once felt ordinary begins to look extraordinary from the outside. This lesson teaches that patience is not passive. It is active discipline practiced daily. When you commit to small improvements every morning, you may not notice change right away, but time will. And eventually, those small daily wins will create results so large that they seem impossible to ignore. 7. Sweat before sunrise multiplies performance. In the 5 a.m. Club, Robin Sharma places strong emphasis on physical movement in the early morning, not just for fitness, but for total life performance. Exercising before sunrise is presented as a powerful lever that upgrades the brain, the emotions, and the ability to perform at a high level throughout the day. It is not about aesthetics or competition. It is about mastery of energy. Sharma explains that the human body is deeply connected to the mind. When the body remains inactive, especially in the morning, mental fog, low motivation, and emotional instability become more likely. Morning exercise breaks this cycle immediately. By sweating early, you activate the cardiovascular system, increase oxygen flow to the brain, and flush out stress hormones that build up overnight. This creates a clean internal state to begin the day. The book highlights the science behind this practice. Intense movement releases powerful brain chemicals that improve mood, focus, and confidence. These chemicals help reduce anxiety, sharpen memory, and increase creativity. As a result, problems feel smaller, thinking becomes clearer, and challenges feel more manageable. What looks like a simple workout becomes a strategic advantage for mental performance. Another key idea in this lesson is emotional control. Life inevitably brings stress, pressure, and uncertainty. Morning exercise acts as an emotional stabilizer. When you move your body early, you process emotions physically instead of carrying them mentally. This makes you calmer, more patient, and less reactive throughout the day. You don't get easily shaken because you've already strengthened your internal state before the day begins. Sharma also connects early morning exercise with discipline and identity. Waking up early to move your body requires effort, especially when comfort calls. Each time you do it, you reinforce the identity of someone who chooses growth over ease. This identity shift carries into other areas of life. You start making better decisions, managing time more effectively, and showing up with greater intensity in your work. The book emphasizes that sweat before sunrise builds stamina for life. not just workouts. When you regularly challenge your body in the morning, you expand your capacity to handle discomfort. This mental toughness becomes invaluable when facing difficult conversations, long workdays, or unexpected setbacks. You become resilient, not because life becomes easier, but because you become stronger. Another powerful insight is that morning exercise creates momentum. When you start the day by doing something hard and beneficial, everything else feels easier by comparison. Procrastination decreases. Confidence increases. You carry the quiet pride of having already won a meaningful battle against laziness and excuses. In the 5 a.m. Club, Sharma makes it clear that high performers manage energy before they manage time. Sweat before sunrise is one of the fastest ways to raise energy levels naturally and sustainably. It sharpens the mind, steadies emotions, and strengthens discipline, all before the world wakes up. This lesson teaches that physical movement is not optional for a great life. It is foundational. When you honor your body early in the morning, you unlock higher performance in every area of your life. And over time, that simple habit of sweating before sunrise becomes one of the most powerful investments you can make in your future. 8. Silence is a superpower. In the 5 a.m. Club, Robin Sharma presents silence as one of the most underrated tools for personal mastery. In a world filled with constant noise, notifications, opinions, and information overload, silence has become rare. Yet it is in silence that clarity is born. Early mornings offer a unique opportunity to experience this silence before the world begins to speak, and those who learn to use it gain a powerful advantage. Sharma explains that most people are never truly alone with their thoughts. From the moment they wake up, they consume content, check messages, and absorb external input. Over time, this constant stimulation weakens self-awareness. People lose touch with their inner voice and begin living according to external expectations rather than internal values. Silence reverses this process. The book teaches that silence in the early morning allows the mind to settle. When distractions fade, thoughts slow down, and emotional noise reduces. This mental stillness creates space for deeper thinking, honest self-reflection, and wiser decision-making. Problems that once felt overwhelming often become clearer when examined in silence. Another key insight in this lesson is emotional intelligence. Silence helps you observe your emotions instead of being controlled by them. When you reflect quietly, you begin to understand your triggers, fears, and motivations. This awareness strengthens self-control and reduces impulsive behavior. Over time, you become more thoughtful in how you respond to life's challenges. Sharma also highlights that silence strengthens intuition. When the mind is constantly busy, intuition gets drowned out, but in quiet moments, insights emerge naturally. Creative ideas surface, solutions appear. Many breakthroughs don't come from forceful thinking, but from stillness that allows deeper intelligence to rise. The book connects silence with inner peace. Starting the day without rushing or reacting creates a calm emotional baseline. Even when the day becomes hectic, you carry that calm with you. You are less reactive, less anxious, and more centered because your day began in control rather than chaos. Another powerful idea is that silence builds self-connection. When you regularly spend time alone with your thoughts, you develop a stronger relationship with yourself. You become clearer about your goals, your values, and the direction you want your life to move in. This clarity makes decision-making easier and reduces confusion. In the 5 a.m. Club, Sharma makes it clear that silence is not emptiness. It is a space where growth happens. It is where self-awareness deepens, wisdom develops, and purpose becomes clearer. Those who avoid silence often avoid facing themselves. Those who embrace it gain strength. This lesson teaches that silence is not a luxury. It is a necessity for a meaningful life. When you claim moments of quiet in the early morning, you reclaim your mind from the noise of the world. And in that quiet, you discover clarity, strength, and direction that most people never access. 9. Your schedule reflects your self-respect. In the 5 a.m. Club, Robin Sharma makes a bold but honest statement. The way you schedule your time is a direct reflection of how much you respect yourself. Time is not just hours on a clock. It is your life in measurable units. Wherever your time goes, your energy, focus, and future follow. If your schedule is chaotic, unplanned, and dominated by distractions, it reveals a deeper issue. not lack of time, but lack of self-honor. Most people say they value growth, health, learning, and family, yet their daily schedules tell a very different story. Hours disappear into scrolling, reacting, and busyness without meaning. The book explains that this disconnect slowly erodes self-confidence. When your actions don't align with your values, inner conflict grows. You begin to feel unfulfilled, even if you are busy all day. Sharma teaches that high performers are intentional architects of their days. They don't wait to find time for what matters. They schedule it first. Early mornings become a powerful symbol of this self-respect. By waking up early and protecting time for personal growth, you are making a clear statement to yourself: my future is important, and I will not leave it to chance. The book also highlights that discipline and scheduling reduces stress. When your day is designed with purpose, your mind feels safer and more focused. You are no longer constantly deciding what to do next or feeling guilty about what you didn't do. Structure creates freedom. When priorities are clear, mental noise fades. Another important idea in this lesson is boundaries. Self-respect means knowing when to say no. When you don't value your own time, others will consume it for you. Elite performers protect their schedules because they understand that every yes to distraction is a no to excellence. This doesn't make them selfish, it makes them responsible for their potential. Sharma also connects scheduling with identity. Each planned action is a vote for the person you want to become. When you consistently schedule time for learning, health, reflection, and meaningful work, you slowly reshape your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who reacts to life and start seeing yourself as someone who leads it. The book emphasizes that a powerful schedule doesn't need to be packed, it needs to be aligned. Even simple routines, when honored daily, create a sense of dignity and control. You begin to trust yourself because your actions match your intentions. In the 5 a.m. Club, this lesson teaches that self-respect is not a feeling, it is a practice. It is shown in how you wake up, how you plan, and how you protect your time. When you design your schedule with intention, you are not just managing hours, you are shaping your destiny. And as Sharma makes clear, when you respect your time, life begins to respect you back. 10. Ordinary routines create extraordinary lives. In the 5 a.m. Club, Robin Sharma dismantles the myth that extraordinary lives are built through rare talent, sudden breakthroughs, or dramatic moments of success. Instead, he reveals a quieter truth. Greatness is constructed through ordinary routines, practiced with extraordinary consistency. What looks impressive from the outside is often the result of simple habits repeated daily when no one is watching. Most people search for motivation, hacks, or shortcuts. They believe success should feel exciting and fast. When life becomes repetitive or routine, they assume something is wrong. Sharma challenges this belief by explaining that routine is not the enemy of creativity or freedom. Routine is the structure that allows excellence to emerge. Without structure, discipline collapses. Without discipline, potential remains unused. The book explains that daily routines reduce chaos and decision fatigue. When you follow consistent habits, you don't waste mental energy deciding what to do next. This conserved energy can then be invested in meaningful work, deep thinking, and creative problem solving. Ordinary routines free the mind instead of trapping it. Early mornings play a central role in this lesson. Waking up at the same time, following the same victory hour structure, and honoring the same rituals may seem boring, but they create stability. Over time, this stability becomes strength. While others rely on mood and motivation, disciplined routines ensure progress even on difficult days. Sharma also emphasizes that routines shape identity. Every repeated action sends a message to your subconscious about who you are. When you consistently exercise, reflect, learn, and work with focus, you begin to see yourself as disciplined, capable, and reliable. This identity shift is far more powerful than temporary motivation. Once identity changes, behavior follows naturally. Another key insight is that routines protect you during chaos. Life will always bring uncertainty, pressure, and setbacks. In those moments, routines act as anchors. They give you something solid to return to when everything else feels unstable. This emotional resilience is what allows high performers to stay consistent while others fall apart. The book also highlights that extraordinary results are often delayed. Routines don't provide instant rewards, which is why most people abandon them. But time magnifies what is repeated. Small actions done daily eventually reach a tipping point where progress becomes visible. What once felt ordinary begins producing extraordinary outcomes. Sharma makes it clear that elite performers respect repetition. They don't chase novelty for excitement. They refine fundamentals. They show up daily, trusting that mastery is built through patience and precision. Their routines may look simple, but the results speak loudly. In the 5 a.m. Club, this lesson teaches that success is not about intensity once in a while. It is about consistency every day. When you commit to ordinary routines with discipline and faith in the process, your life gradually transforms. And one day, people will call your results extraordinary, without ever seeing the ordinary routines that made them inevitable. The message of the 5 a.m. Club is simple, but not easy. Great lives are not built through luck or talent. They are built through discipline, silence, focus, and small daily acts of self-respect. You don't need to change everything overnight. You just need to start honoring your mornings. Wake up earlier, move your body, calm your mind, grow your skills, and repeat day after day. Remember, success doesn't announce itself loudly. It grows quietly in the hours when most people are asleep. Own your morning, and over time, you will own your life. If this summary helped you, stay connected, keep learning, and keep showing up for yourself, especially when it's hard.